Hey guys, okay, so we're going to do some feedback here. A couple things I'd like to address first. If you guys haven't already, read James's Blackboard discussion. He brings up a couple good points about other people looking at your work and then kind of being in a vacuum, not being able to actually give good comments on here. And I agree. So a couple things I want to address too. This week, we should definitely do an iChat talk. James, you said 5:30. Yeah, I'm 3 hours behind you guys, so that would be 5. I think I said 5 your time. But that doesn't necessarily mean we can't do it earlier. I just am going to make myself for sure available at 5. But if we want to meet even tomorrow night, which will be Tuesday, please let me know. We can definitely work out some type of timings for that. I think it's really important, and just to kind of further on this, I'm going to hold back the comments on the shark attack videos. I had an upload and it was taken down by YouTube because of rights, and instead of going through that whole thing, I think it might just be easier if we could do a one-on-one chat about that one. So if you want your notes back on the Week 5 Shark Week, you must set up an iChat or webcam if you don't want to do iChat. Some type of conferencing as a one-on-one. That way I'll get to meet you face-to-face too. Okay, so make sure that you keep up with the Blackboard. It looks like some of you guys are. Let's go ahead and start. We're going to go with James. We're going to start with yours. And Phil, it looks like you uploaded 2 different videos here. I'm taking a guess this might be... well, I'll look in a second. We'll take a look in a second. Let's start right with James.
So, let me get this straight. You dare come in here and ask my help?
Well, I know you're not too fond of us Cupids, and, we're not too fond of you bloodsuckers either. But I need to get this woman to fall out of love with me.
And what's in it for me?
Well, you'd be destroying love. Think about it. You'd be the first person to have ever separated a Cupid and a Goth. It'll be another record for you. Every lawyer in the world would envy you.
They will, won't they?
Okay, good stuff. The only real comment I have, because in the film world, you're kind of doing pacing as a whole. Since this is a isolated scene, we don't really get the pace of the movie before, and we don't get the pace of the movie after. So we're looking at this as an isolated scene, and as an isolated scene, I think you did a good job. The pacing's there. My couple comments would be: one is we're cutting back to the lawyer quite a bit, and if that's what you want to do, you could probably make a strong argument to why that is. Let me just bring up a couple points on this. One, anytime you're doing a film, you have to ask yourself, whose scene is this? Now, this is why I'm saying you can make the argument about the lawyer, is because Dupin here is trying to convince him to do something, and the lawyer has to make the decision. So you can make the argument that it is his kind of decision that runs this scene. But it is Dupin asking for something, and it's Dupin that if this guy doesn't come through with what Dupin needs, then Dupin's plans are failed. So he needs this guy. So just a different angle to look at is how much time you spend on the character. Dupin's in there less in this one, so does he play less of a role? It's just, you can make an argument either way. I think pacing-wise, just something to think about. Again, you have this kind of slow pace. You might want to change the music up a little bit. per question, like if he's not getting the answer he needs, you might want to change up the music a little bit maybe more intense at points, and then some stings in music, which is kind of just more or less sound effects with music. Don't get a sting is where it's like the end of a music where you kind of have it's hard to explain without having one handy, but a sting is you know, if like someone looks and you know, it's a good example would be the online, the YouTube sensation video where the hamster turns around, I guess it's evil hamster, and it goes dun dun dun. That's a sting where the music leads off and you get the idea with the music. So just something to think about. You know, you can have stings in here when he's looking. One thing I want to point out is this.
We're not too fond of you bloodsuckers either.
See right there,
I need to get...
we're not too fond of you bloodsuckers either. He's looking away and then turns. Granted, we don't know the whole movie, so we don't really know his role. I mean, I've seen this, but we don't really know the lawyer's role in this. But he's kind of insulting him, and then he just kind of nonchalantly looks at him. You might want to make this turn happen a lot faster, so just cut the beginning portion of this. So we have a lot of seconds here where or not seconds, but we have a lot of time here where he's just looking and then turns to dupe it. So if you might want to speed that up a little bit. Overall good though. I think you get the essence. What I would like to see though is maybe a little bit quicker cuts, not necessarily cutting back and forth, but quicker cuts when Dupe realizes he's not getting what he wants, when he says you could be the most famous lawyer in the world, blah, 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 is cut that a little bit tighter. Okay, just see how that works. See if that changes up the pacing a little bit, because right now it's slow through the whole thing. There's no pits and valleys through the whole thing. Hopefully this makes sense. I think if we could talk one-on-one so I can get your feedback. Again, it's just me kind of talking at the screen, and I don't necessarily know what your intent was. If your intent was to make the lawyer really the standout, you did a great job. He definitely is a standout. It feels like his scene. But I don't know if you meant that. So when I'm talking at the screen, I'm kind of just going by assumptions here. So hopefully we can talk soon, and we'll go through this, and we'll go through your week 5. And I could also think, James, I believe that you asked, let me double check this. I believe you asked what midterm grades or questions you got. I'll look that up and get back to you once we have our chat. Okay, so let's move on. So Philip, I'm gonna click on this one and we'll see what happens.
So, let me get this straight. You dare come here and ask my help?
Well, I know you're not too fond of us Cupids, and we're not too fond of you bloodsuckers either. But I need your help to get this woman to fall out of love with me.
And what's in it for me?
Well,